I can hear you now.
Right, I can hear you
now. You told me to remind you. I thought you wouldn't forget that quick.
Right. And Chris is watching us. Hello, Chris. Nice to see you again. And we've no idea what we're going to talk about today. None at all.
No.
We took a short break and sort of refreshed. And it's we've been doing Anything Goes, and I Live Here for quite a while now.
Yeah, must be about a year, isn't it? Really, I think probably more than a year.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with I Live Here is that we can't go live on YouTube at the same time because we get hit with copyright things.
Yeah, and that's it's funny why it was looking at other people's videos. Probably when things are better and it's out and about and things have gone back to normality, then maybe we could.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Meanwhile, we can travel the world just through backdrops. This is New Orleans.
Yeah. That's Cambridge.
That's Cambridge. That's definitely Cambridge.
Yeah.
That's
the one you're going to get every week anyway. So don't come looking for anything different because I ain't got green screen.
Putting that together, whilst being a labour of love, took quite a while, did it not?
Yeah, a few weeks.
Yeah,
and a lot of PVA glue.
Right. Okay. So how many sticks of glue did you go through? Quite a few.
Not sticks, tubs. You know, it's about tubs. I've just got to get my whole hand in. About.
All right. Okay.
Actually, stay there. I've got one over there. I'll show you.
Okay. Fonz,
hold on.
Fonz
I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. Fonz is going to go off and find a tin of glue. Anything can happen on this show. We do welcome your thoughts on what our future show should be. We're looking for something to do through August, September, right through to Christmas. Right, Fonz, over to you.
Yeah, let me just get this off my screen. Let's pop back up. Hold on, give me 1 sec. Yeah, so it was these. So about I will honestly say about 15 of these. Well, 14 and a half.
Yeah.
Because this one's still got half in it.
Yeah.
There is other brands available though.
Well, we're not a branded show, but the thing is that
I was going to say these were just out of a pound shop. So and just got a load of them. They thought I was crazy. They must have thought I was a glue sniffer or something when I brought them. But
I mean, I've got to say that looking at the screen now, the photographs behind you have come to life because the quality of the broadcast.
Oh yes,
yeah.
You see more. You can see more detail in them than what.
Yeah.
I think you see a C5.
Where's the C5? Where's the C5? I'm looking. I can see a Ford
above my thumb.
Oh, right. Okay. Yep. I remember those Sinclair C5.
I had one, so I thought I have to put a C5 on there and put it near me. So somebody says, "Oh, you got C5 on?" They go, "Yeah, I had one." I trashed it though.
But it was ahead of its time.
Yeah, it was.
It was so ahead of its time, and we say hello to Becky, and Becky's using Pritt sticks.
Same thing. It does the same thing, but a bit more expensive Pritt stick. Yeah.
All right. Hello, Becky. Nice to see you. We are back this week, and we're in glorious Technicolor. And as you can see, just get back to that. You can actually see the photographs. I mean, this is astonishing.
I could name some of the places. That's.
Oh, go on then. A tour of the back.
Christ's Lane. Sorry, I pronounce it right. I get told off. That is where Bradwell's Court was over here. Down here, there was a Lloyd's Bank after this, top of Regent Street, Hyde Park Corner. It's actually flats now.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got that I can actually see back to front? That I believe is Petty Curie. That's Tesco's in let me think where it is. St Andrew Street. Opened in 1964, closed in 83, and a few other places there and over there. it's hard to see him back to front.
Well, it is, because we're seeing them the right way around. But yeah, they all have a story to tell, and basically that's what live video is all about. It's all about telling stories.
Definitely,
And we've got.
There's a lot more. There's a lot more that you can't see as well. They go right up there, and they go right over there as well. So there's a lot more. If I
I'm back to you. We're good.
There you go. There's loads more there.
The other Fonz.
Oh yeah, he's always here. Look. So they go right. See how far I can get this. Still going. There it is, right to the end of there.
Right. Brilliant.
So, and they go up further as well. Look how far above me. Still going.
Still going.
There you go.
That's the ceiling. Wow.
There's Queenie up there and Billy Fury. So, yeah, I just got to put my camera. Shouldn't have done that, should I?
No, because you
Ow!
Ow! Being attacked.
No, just get you get that blood. Funny bone. Look at all.
Right.
The funny bone feel.
Yeah. It's not funny when it gets hit though. Over to Becky, and Becky's saying she uses Pritt sticks, and she had a stash of Pritt sticks in the drawer, but my picks are not as packed as yours. From the bottom of the staircase to the top, around 300 picks and counting. Is this a Cambridge thing?
I don't know. Maybe I've started a trend.
Yeah.
Maybe I've started a trend. People.
Yeah, both sides, bottom of the staircase to the top, and on both sides.
Yeah, I've started a trend. People gluing pictures of where they live on the wall. But it is kind of. I don't know. It's like a 60s sort of thing. What hippie house would do, isn't it? Sort of like. Like used to when you like stick all your Beatle posters up the wall and stuff.
No, I mean the thing is we had a wonderful week's holiday, and Angelica's told the story of the week today in flowers. Yeah, so the flowers from all the places that we visited are actually part of a new album on Facebook.
Oh, right.
They actually tell the story of where we went. Because
that's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah,
that's like I like that because that's thinking out the box. Usually, when you go on holiday, you take photos of locations that you're at signs. So, say for instance, you're at a park, you're standing next to the park sign, going to prove that you were there and stuff. But to do something different and to think of, I would have never thought that. So that's clever.
Let's have a look, shall we? I'm going to share the screen and go over to the Chrome tab, and it should be able to bring that into the studio now. And I'm going to put it full screen again, Fonz. I'm going to put it full screen, and I'm going to click on the album, and there we have it. This is the story of the week in flowers. And Staycation Summer 2020. That's Star.
They're not flowers. They're not flowers.
No, they're trees. They are trees. That's
trees and flowers.
Yeah, this is Starhead, which is over in Somerset, and that's a folly which is up on the hill, and we're walking round now. That's the lake. And it's beautiful. You can walk. It's a 2-mile route. Even now, there's a 2-mile route around the lake through the woods. And
that's cool. That's a cool photo.
That's the waterfall. They've actually got. You'll see it in a minute. Hopefully, they've actually got a working. I don't know. We might see it later, but they've got a working water pump. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are all photographs from. I bet
there's no sound of traffic or anything.
No, well, in actual fact, because there was there's a path. It was a one-way system through Starhead. Basically, you got to apply for a ticket. You turn up with your ticket, and then you're allowed in. and then you've got to walk one way around the park. But they did leave 1 or 2 side routes, and we're able to go off and have our own picnic in the woods. But these
That's
flowers
nice.
are just
Yeah.
incredible. Don't know who
That's cool.
don't know who lives there. Yeah.
That looks. I tell you, that looks like. Shall I tell you? Do you remember the TV show Tots TV?
Yep.
Reminds me of that.
All right. Okay. Wow. And right, and this we've now moved. We've now gone over the border, and we are somewhere else. It'll come to me in a minute, Fonz. If anybody recognises where we are, then please just say.
Yeah, no, I get like that.
Yeah, it's a deer.
Deerham Park.
Very good.
Yeah. Do you know I know that? It's in the text.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not that clever.
I'm looking at the photos, and yes, Angelica has labelled them all so that if Stephen forgets where he went. Yeah. Okay. Now, when you come out of the house, you actually walk uphill. You can go back on the road, or you can walk up through the countryside. So we walk up that steep bit, and then even further up that steep bit, right to the top. And you got views out over 5 counties. Wow. And here's the flower beds at Durham Park. Angelica cut and pasted Durham Park into all the Durham Park ones, which is most helpful. That's beautiful display. And what they do, they've got 4 beds, and they're about 100 meters long, and the pattern repeats. It's absolutely, they are gardeners extraordinaire.
Yeah,
and
there's some good photo shots as well. Sort of, you can't, sometimes you get some really nice flowers and some really rubbish photo shots, but they're good shots, good angles.
Well, you see, Angelica's just got a new phone.
Yeah,
she's got.
So have I. Yeah.
Right. Okay. She's got a Pixel 3a XL. There's the waterfall, although it's without water at the moment. Right. Now, as I said, walking out of Durham Park, we encountered a herd, and we got fairly close to it. It was so close to the herd of deer. They weren't at all spooked, and they just stayed around. And we got to the top of the hill. Oh, wait a minute.
I suppose they're used to seeing people about, though, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? Well, I'm asking you a strange question here, but you see that fence there? It actually fences off a square of ground. Do you know what it's for?
What, the fence or the ground?
The square, the fence around a rectangle, a square.
Nature.
It's surprisingly, or surprising to me anyway, this is actually to the left of the photograph where the fence is. It's got 4 sides. In the middle is where they actually they've got a badger problem. In fact, they've got a badger cow problem. So this is where one of the posts where they actually vaccinate the badgers. So the badgers badgers are taken into the pen.
You mean bumped off?
No, not bumped off. No,
that's all right then.
This is the national trust. We preserve them.
All right, that's all right then.
They're vaccinated so the cows don't get what's the disease?
The foot and mouth cow disease.
Right.
Something like that. I thought you meant that's where that was the execution spot for badgers.
Right.
I'm glad it's not.
No, and now we're back and we're on a country walk. This is Laycock Abbey. Now, Laycock Abbey is the home of photography. It's where the first ever photograph was taken. First ever. Ever. And there's an exhibition of all the cameras that were in use then, which is way before our time. And the first ever photograph is there as well. And it was a photograph taken through a window. And absolutely amazing. But if you walk from Laycock, you can actually walk up into towards the canal. Now the canal has been abandoned, and they're actually refurbishing it at the moment. But hopefully we'll see the canal in a moment. But these are
That's a nice
reeds.
shot.
Oh,
That's a
sorry.
nice shot.
These are reeds by the side of the canal.
That is a nice shot.
Yeah. And we've all got a spot like that in our gardens now. We've all got the wildflowers.
I haven't. I'm having a new fence fitted. My garden is actually got no grass or anything on it because it's getting redone. So it's just mud.
Right.
Or a nice cottage. Yeah, that's true.
Already in the house in Saffron Walden has beautiful
It is,
walks
yeah.
and views like that. Stunning. Okay, so I don't know how far we've gone, but let's see if we can see the canal. All right, okay. This is Great Charlesfield, and it's a manor house. These are all National Trust properties. There's the garden.
Wow.
Incredible photographs.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's a nice shot as well.
Okay, and that's the tree growing its roots underneath the riverbed. And
Wow.
this is amazing. That house, the mansion house, is about 100 meters away from the river. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you get a reflection of the house in the river?
Standing on something, you must do.
No, just
Really?
sitting in the opposite bank. The house it's a ghost. You can actually, as I said, the distance between the far bank and the house is about 100 meters.
Yeah.
But you can see a reflection of the house in the water, and it must have been built specifically to be that way.
So you stand in normally, you're not above or
No.
specific. And wow, it's kind of cool, that is, yeah.
Yeah, a magical photo.
I can imagine they probably used that as a source of water back in the day.
Yep, there it is.
Wow,
and the reeds.
that's cool though.
And we're still at Great Chalfield. That's beautiful.
That's nice. Yeah.
That's beautiful colour.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourites of the flowers.
Yeah, that's a good shot, that is.
It's a good shot. And this is totally amazing. The estate this is its own church. So next to the mansion house that we saw is a small church. And the small church has this stained glass window. And that is just the most amazing photograph given the light that was available. Yeah.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's in the right place.
Yep.
The right day, really, for that.
Yep. Oh, we've gone full circle.
Gone back to the start. Back to the start, I think. But no, that was a cool little collection. That was.
It was. That was a cool interlude. And catching up with Becky. And the last thing Becky said was Audley End House in Saffron Walden.
Yeah, nice. It is a good place to check out. Wimpole Farms. Well, I've got some photos from there somewhere, so I'll probably put them up sometime in the future.
Yeah, and Becky loves stained glass too. I mean, it is literally a work of art. Yeah, and it's still carried on. It's an art that's still carried on. Craftsmen, artisans.
Definitely, yeah. When you think about, they didn't have the technology we've got now as well. So you imagine all the hard crafting that went back in that, back in the day.
Oh, that's true. I mean, presumably now they actually do it by computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can design it on the computer and then, but
I don't know. I think some people, there is, I suppose, with every art that goes back, like pottery and stuff, and you know, I mean, the things that were made, like swords and things. I was watching a program about guy who makes swords exactly the same way as they were made back when, the Middle Ages. He makes them exactly the same way.
Yeah, skills. I mean, when you look back, we've got a great heritage, and the traditions that are carried on. Yeah, always good.
Yeah, well, Well, we're one of the countries with the biggest history, really, aren't we? Because of probably not the biggest, but one of.
Certainly the longest, and just catching up. Yeah, I mean we do. I mean, compared to America,
That's why I've never understood America. You know, America is massively haunted, apparently, and
yes,
I've never understood why America is more haunted than the UK, because there's more history here than what there is in America.
yeah, there is. I mean, we've got the odd haunted house or the castle, but no, America is probably the most haunted country. I agree.
Yeah. So no, be nice to have a book about ghosts, but no, another time.
And hello, Gospel. Brilliant. Yeah, we've just been shown Angelica's photographs from our staycation last week. So if you want to see where we went, then it's earlier in the broadcast.
How long did you go away for?
We stayed at home.
Oh, right. So
Yeah,
it's a day trip. So it's a day trip sort of thing.
Basically, because we're members of the National Trust, then it doesn't cost us anything other than petrol to actually visit anywhere. Yeah. We've already been to Stonehenge twice this year, and once was a family outing with Angelica's son and daughter and their partners. And then over the course, I can remember them now, we actually went to Stourhead, we went to Durham Park, and we went to along the canal near Laycock Abbey, and we finally went to Chalfield Manor. And between that, I mean, I did 73,000 steps last week, which is 35 miles.
It's good, though.
Angelica did the same as well. Well, Angelica always does a few more, but that's because she's busier than I am during the day. But yeah, we had a fantastic week. The weather was good towards the end of the week, and it basically signed off on Wednesday night and didn't come back until Monday. So it was good.
Yeah, no. I said talking about Stonehenge. I was going around. I go around the old charity shops as you do, looking for retro things, like things that from the old days that you think some of these don't want. And going through the vinyl records, one popped up, and I thought, perfect record for you. It was picture on the front cover was Stonehenge, and it was people singing folk music, and they're standing in front of it. I think I've got a photo of it somewhere. I'll send it to you. Standing in front of all these like folk stuff, playing folk music. So
folk hero, Mark Harding, Jasper Carrot. Now you're talking folk music in the 70s, let's say.
Oh, you can't be a bit folk music.
Yeah. Anyway, a little story about Stonehenge. They've always wondered. They know that Stonehenge, the blue stones, were brought from South Wales. They know that. That's proven. But they didn't know where the sarsen stones came from. That's the great big stones that go up and lintels across. And they've actually, because they were able to sample a core, which was taken in the 1950s, somebody got hold of a core of one of the stones in the 1950s and legged it. Yep. But
basically nicked it.
But it came back, and he donated it to the scientists again, and they've had a look at it, and they've been able to, because of the technology we've got now, they've been able to match the DNA of the stone, for want of a better phrase, with stone from Marlborough. So they know exactly where the stone came from. The stone came from Marlborough, and Marlborough is about 8 miles from Devizes, but it's about 25 miles from Stonehenge. So the great big stones came from Marlborough and were taken 25 miles across the Salisbury Plain to the Stonehenge, and that's definitive now.
This is before the invention of the wheel.
Well,
or after.
There was no carts in those days. There's no wheel in those days. What they did was they went. This is probably why they start off at Marlborough, because Marlborough's got a forest, and they would chop the trees down, chop the branches off, and they become rollers. And the stone goes on to a series of rollers, and you push it on the rollers. You take the roller out the back and put it in front and you repeat
Yeah.
that for 25 miles. That's how they got them there. Nobody can work out.
That would have took more than a day.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it'd take a day to walk it. I mean, it's a fair marathon, I think. But they
or the other question, the other answer is that aliens came down and with their levitating machines and took it for them.
Hopefully, now that they know the route that they took from Marlborough to Stonehenge, somebody is even now looking for traces between Marlborough and Stonehenge.
Yeah.
If they were doing it that far, then they would have to have had overnight campsites. Yeah,
That's true. Yeah, places where they they would have stopped off at.
Well,
maybe the aliens lent them their spaceship. But actually, some people really do believe that as well. But no, it's maybe about. It's like Time Team, though, isn't it? They can actually, when they dig stuff up, actually recreate how it was. So maybe somebody might be able to recreate the actual journey. You don't know, do you, in time?
No. Somebody will tell the story. Perhaps Dan Snow could do it.
Yeah.
It's this sort of thing, isn't it? Actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, bringing history to life.
I think they have done that before, don't they? Shows where they've tried to recreate events in history.
Yeah.
I've seen a few of them. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember them, but maybe it's something they could do with Stonehenge. The pyramids they tried doing, didn't they? I'll see that one.
Yeah. Well, Stonehenge is our pyramids.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you were saying our history goes back, it goes back 4,500 years. So way before America and such. Yeah. I mean, there's a great deal of history all throughout Europe. Yeah.
Definitely. I wouldn't have been like, I'm glad I'm not one of the people that had to pull these rocks along, though.
I was surprised today by a story. I'm often surprised by a story, but it was from EasyJet, and they carried 2 million passengers in July.
Yeah,
and that's 2 million people flew mainly. It rhymes. They went mainly to Greece and Nice. Yeah, so that's where people are actually flying off to get away from. Well, just to get a break, really. They're flying off to those two destinations.
Well, Nice is nice, isn't it? So
Nice is a beautiful place. Nice is magical. I mean, the whole coast from Nice right through to Monaco, and then through to Saint-Tropez. Yeah. Now there's a marathon you could walk. You could walk from Nice to Saint-Tropez.
But that wouldn't happen with me. I won't get on a plane. I've got a phobia of planes. So
you don't have to fly. Okay.
Can I walk?
Yes, you can actually.
Really?
You can go in the car. You can drive down to Dover, and you can get on under the channel, in the tunnel. Yeah. And you can walk down to the train, and by the time you've got from one end to the other, you're actually in France.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So start at the back and get to the front. Yeah.
I mean, when we had Wakes Weeks, which is holiday weeks up in Lancashire, we used to on Friday night we'd set off, and we were going from Burnley in Lancashire down to Nice, close to Nice to Fréjus. And the journey, we started off and we went. First time we went on a ferry. Then we graduated to the Sea Cat. Yeah, and then Channel Tunnel was built, so I went through the tunnel. And then we used to land in Boulogne, and then we used to drive from Boulogne around Paris down to Avignon and Lyon, and stay overnight. And then the following day we'd be in the sea. Those were the days. It's quite
you travelled about a bit, huh?
Just been fortunate. I mean, it all came about because of a barter. It's a true story. Before I became involved in computing and then in broadcasting, I was actually an accountant. And We did
So,
the order.
so
Yeah,
I was going to say, you know your figures then.
I know my debit and credit. Debit's on the left, credit's on the right. Okay. I used to have a friend, and he used to come into work in the morning, and he sits down at his desk, and he's opened the left-hand drawer, and it said debit. He'd opened the right-hand drawer, and it said credit, and he was set for the day then. Yeah, and that's basically, he qualifies as an accountant. Where was I? What's the thread now? Fonz.
I'll put you off.
No, not at all.
You're saying you were accountant back before the.
All right, I was an account. Oh, that's it. Yeah, I was an accountant before I got involved in software and live video, and we did the audit of a tour company. And this tour company had caravans, and they had caravans down in Frejus, Holiday Green, which is an international camping site and caravan site. And they said, we'd like you to do some work for us, but we can't pay you. Yeah, but if you do the accounting work, we can give you 2 weeks in a caravan in Frejus. All you've got to do is make your own way there. That's how it began. So we got the caravan for free, and we just by hook or by crook we actually got there, and we're so amazed that we went back for the following 10 years, but we didn't barter every time.
I wonder if you could live off that sort of thing. Like every job that you do, they give you a holiday somewhere else. Then you pick up a job while you're on holiday that gives you a holiday somewhere else. How cool would that be? Traveling the world for nothing.
Very cool. Yeah, I mean, traveling the world for nothing. You just need a camper van and a good pair of hands so that you can actually work your way across Europe.
I thought you meant push it when it packs up.
Right. Okay. And catching up with the comments.
I think Becky's saying that.
Yes, ideas for shows. We're looking for ideas for shows. Gospel. Yes, please. And
yeah.
Okay, would take months. And Becky again, because we got carried away talking. Have that big Fonz with the alien ships carrying the stones.
See, is that photographic evidence there? There you go. Exclusive.
Yep. And Becky's saying you can fly to Portugal for £19. And you get
mugged.
No, you don't.
That's quite but the way you put that up was quite funny, because you've put up you can go to Portugal for £19, like it's an advert, and you go to Portugal for £19, but you'll get mugged. You get mugged anywhere, really. Crimes, don't matter where you are, innit? Really, it's going to happen. It can happen down your street you live, couldn't you? Get somebody move in who's a bit risque.
It's true.
Don't matter where you are, innit?
I'm sure lots of folks do that for free holidays. Great idea. I want no venture. It definitely was. And it also meant I had to keep speaking French. Yeah.
Can you speak French?
Oui. But don't ask me to. That's the thing. You can ask me 2 questions. Do you speak French? And I will say oui. And you can say, do you speak German? And I'll say ja. But that's where it stops. Okay. I can speak it privately, but
yeah. But I can do German. Sprechen Sie English? Nein, sprechen Sie Deutsch?
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Is that close?
I suppose so.
I think it means I speak English. I don't speak German. I think that's what I was told at school.
All right.
And and in French, the only thing that I remember from my French lessons was the bank was called Le Banque, because the class would laugh at that every time they went Le Banque.
It's stranger things that stick in your memory, isn't it? Yeah. Like orange. It just sounds better than orange.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Orange.
Doesn't it just orange? I mean, it's actually a place. As well as being a fruit.
Radhouse. No, it's all coming back to me now. Radhouse is the town hall, I think, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Pommes frites are chips. Pomme de terre. Pomme de terre is apple de earth, which is a potato. See, it's all coming back to me now. It's there somewhere.
The thing about learning languages is that it does stay with you. It just gets locked away.
Hund is dog. Case is cheese. Brot is bread. See, it's all coming back.
It is. Wow. Next week's show will be in German. Where Fonz and I, yeah.
But not necessarily the sentences will be in the right order.
No. It's a bit like all the wrong keys, all the right keys, but not necessarily in the right order with Andrew
That's
Previn.
right.
That was a classic
That's right.
sketch. Yeah.
Here's one for my Mittenkäsebrot is neben the post. That is my dog and cheese sandwich is next to the post office, I think. That kind of wrong order. That kind of wrong order.
That's Pearl. Okay, over to Becky. And yes, Paris is rife for mugging. A friend got mugged all of his gold jewelry the first night near the Eiffel Tower.
Wow.
We can empathise with him. Yeah, okay, but do you know Marilyn?
Only Mum
Oh,
Rowe.
Marilyn, you're such a drama queen. Okay.
Only Mum Rowe.
Gospel. Yeah, and Gospel's saying that must have been an awful experience for him, which I think we can agree. Definitely. And Becky Selby speaking French like Del Boy.
Yeah. When he says goodbye, he says bonjour.
Yeah. In Fiji, when they say bula, that means hello. When they say bula, that means goodbye.
It's the same thing, isn't it?
It's context. It's the same word.
Yeah.
It's the context which actually sets the meaning of the word.
Well, it's like the English language. English language is actually the hardest language to learn because some words have double meanings.
Yep. Oh, true. That's why it trips everybody up. Yeah.
That's why you get a lot of people who are not English and speak English, and they get it all out in the wrong order because it is hard. So it shows how lazy we are to learn other languages when their other languages are a lot easier than our own.
Oh yeah.
Mange tu.
All right, mange tu was the famous Del Boy phrase.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Mange tu.
I'm trying to still remember what the numbers are. Heinz, Schwein, Dry, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Acht.
Acht. No. Something. Yes.
Yeah.
Japanese is the hardest. I don't know. I've never tried.
As I say, I was a programmer as well, and I worked for a Japanese company.
Yeah.
And I used to, I sold them software, and I decided that I would go and learn Japanese. Yeah, as you do. And I didn't get very far because it is.
Is it really?
Yeah, I can count up to 10. Ichi, ni, san, go, roku, and we recognise go because that's the game.
I'm gonna remember that now. Ichi, ni, sand, goal, sand, goal.
San is a word. Go is a word.
Yeah, but it's easy to remember, isn't it? Ichi, ni.
Yeah. Hopefully I got that wrong. Okay. Otherwise we're all speaking Japanese incorrectly. Becky can do 1 to 10 in French.
Bon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. No. Yeah, that is French, isn't it? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 13, 14, something.
Yeah.
You can tell which part of the lessons I was listening to.
Yeah. I mean, we do our best to learn languages. I mean, as you say, school, you can't get away from it. And
our German teacher was brilliant. She sadly passed away now, but she was brilliant. Mrs. Yao, her name was. And if you were good at doing what you were doing, she'd give you a jelly baby. And I'm not talking a little jelly baby, a big thing like this.
Right.
Okay. And you couldn't get away with her teaching now, although she was joking around. a lot of parents probably would have took it serious these days, but she kept a machete in her drawer and told like
Well,
brought it out. No, I'm not kidding you. This is 100% true. She'd get it out of her drawer and go, if you don't like speaking in German, if you don't listen, you're gonna feel the end of this. But like slam it on a table, and everybody would just like. But nowadays you couldn't get away with that.
no, you couldn't.
She's lovely.
Yeah,
But she was a lovely. Outside that, she had that as basically it was her persona as a teacher.
yeah,
But outside school, she was a very different lady.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I think it was her character, and that's what she was known for.
yeah.
And a lot of people did learn German quite good because of her, because they enjoyed her lessons. Because I think they used to wind her up deliberately so she'd get the machete out.
Our German teacher was Herr Durkin, Mr. Durkin, and he used to love to actually write on the blackboard. But if he sensed that somebody behind him wasn't listening while he was facing the board, then he would turn around and he'd throw something, and he didn't matter where it went, he'd just throw it. You know,
I know.
you couldn't do that these days.
No, my dad told me about an old teacher that he had. If he'd have the rubber board, you know, the chalkboard.
Yeah.
We had chalkboards. I remember chalkboards, and the one to wipe it. And if you sense over his shoulder that he wasn't listening, they turn around and they throw the board rubber at him.
Yeah, that's it. It must be. It must be. It's obviously all German teachers. And to Becky, and Becky is saying, I'd be like Peter Sellers. Yep. His accent for the films was something else. Fonz is making. He's not. He's remembering. And come back next week when we actually conduct a conversation, partly in German. Yeah.
Partly in German, but all the wrong way around. The thing is, it's not making them up; it's just getting them in the wrong order.
That's true. That's true.
I'm trying to think. See, it all comes back to you, and then you forget it again. So I just had something then, and it came back to me, and I forgot it.
There is truth. There is the truth in the saying: "Use it or lose it." And if you don't use a foreign language, then you do forget it.
Yeah. It becomes a bit dormant. It comes a bit dormant. I will be honest. At school, I could say sentences, and I could have had a conversation. We're not a brilliant full-on conversation. I could have had a small conversation that could have got me by if I was visiting Germany. But I couldn't do that now. I'd have to do a lot of thinking. But, you know, like you saw, I remember the odd word here and there. Which would probably... Hopefully the right words that won't get me killed.
No, or not. Yeah, you've got to be careful. And
there's nothing worse than going to a foreign country and telling somebody you want, like, you're going to smash them in the face or something.
Right. Okay, we have an idea from Gospel. What about a show about market towns in the UK? That's the thought. Could do that.
Yeah, it could be interesting, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Markets. I think market towns are a dwindling thing, really, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, Devizes is a market town.
Bedford's a market town.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't know how, but
thank you, Gospel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll think on that.
Yeah, I was in Bedford not last week, the week before, visiting my grandchildren. You've probably seen the photo. You've probably seen the photos on me Facebook.
Yeah.
And the amount of shops that are closed down there.
Mm.
I think it's all this coronavirus thing, isn't it? And just gone under.
Yeah, we're on the brink of something not very good.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Even charity shops closed down.
Yeah. Well, it's charity shops. You can understand.
Yeah.
Them not opening, and it's for a simple reason. Until last weekend, their volunteer staff were not allowed to leave home.
Yeah, a lot of them would have been worked, like I was saying before, working in a charity shop.
Yeah.
Myself being a manager of a charity shop, a lot of the volunteers would have been elderly people or vulnerable people. who would have been high risk. So that's the problem. And of course, charity shop is a charity, and if it's not bringing in money, they're not paying the rent because they're trying to find the money from somewhere else. But the money, because some of the money they earn from the sales goes towards to pay for the rent, and they just can't keep it up.
No.
They have to make a hard choice, either close the shop up or.
Right. Okay, time to put my hands up and say I've double booked myself today. So I've got another show which starts.
Oh, right.
Which starts in 14 minutes. Shall we take a break until next week, same time?
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
same back channel.
Same back channel. We had to close today's show.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're wondering where we've been, well, we know where you've been. You've been going on a nice little walk in nice location, and I've been visiting my grandchildren. So that's where we've been. If you've been wondering where we are, we didn't tell you because we wanted it to be a surprise, but we're back.
It's good to be back. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.